The success of your wager depends on your creativity, your organization to deliver a fresh and entertaining presentation of your brand. Housemates.
Yes, big brother.
You have lost your wager.
Yes, big brother.
Wait, can I please speak?
5 minutes meeting.
And it's for people to have voices.
No, we can change, and then after changing, we sit down and have a meeting.
Wait, you see, this is the reason why we never come together with anything. It's pretty prevalent. You can assign and say, let's have 5 minutes so people can put their thinking caps on about what went wrong.
Guys, why we wanted the meeting is so that
When I tell you,
even if it's
when
10
I
minutes,
tell
we have
you,
1 hour.
we need to let go of our biases.
This is the same. Like we had a
How
meeting the
you
other day
feel.
talking about
Okay,
we need to listen to an instruction immediately. So
Exactly,
we
get ready and then
we need to do it immediately.
because there's nothing
That man
to
is
be
not
done.
happy. So I don't know if
But did you see it's still the pool party is gonna be late night.
Exactly, that's why we want to have this meeting.
It was a 5 minutes. We're not going to
guys,
draw it.
I'm up for anything, but what I'm saying is we're the same people that says when he speaks immediately, we must do immediately.
No, listen.
But today,
a lot of
because it's the pool party, we always say immediately.
Can we have some logic?
Okay, maybe let's go change and
Okay,
come
we're
back.
gonna go change.
It's my first time to disturb you. Can I disturb you on this one? What we don't understand is this thing. Big Brother always has what happened yesterday. What's that challenge number 5,000 to distract us at the same time we have worked?
Not that.
No, can I finish? Can I finish before you even say that? Because what I'm realizing is people are so into getting ready for the party.
Don't say a sponsored challenge. It's a
Not in that sense. Not in that sense.
Why have I
going?
You know why? Because we don't like THANDEKA. We don't listen.
Exactly.
How many times have I spoken our time management?
That's this. The last day, you didn't want to do the toss.
Yes, I didn't. I spoke to Big Brother and I take that accountability.
We understand.
Yes, and that is it. The
That you could have
reason.
said that during the week when you were.
I said that. I always say, when have I mentioned the 4 hours?
Honestly, that wager loss was inevitable. You could feel coming from a mile away. The house that spent the whole week confused, scattered, and unserious has already felt long before the presentation day arrives. What happened on stage was just the final confirmation. And actually, I'm glad it played out that way. Because if there were no consequences, this level of rubbish would just keep getting rewarded. Yeah? Now, let's address the so-called discussion after the loss. That was not a meeting. That was just chaos with subtitles. So, if you're watching this, please tap the like button. It helps the channel stay alive and consistent. I appreciate every single one of you. Please drop a like, drop a comment, and please, if you have not already subscribed, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The head of house, TUMI the Baba, didn't collapse under pressure. He didn't just do very well. He allowed ego to control him. Somewhere along the line, he confused being head of house with being untouchable. He focused more on trying to exert dominance than setting pure direction, and the house felt it immediately. You know, leadership is not always about sounding firm or looking intimidating. It's more about clarity, structure, and being able to follow through. None of that existed this week. What existed was confusion, tension, and zero accountability. By the time Big Brother started speaking, the energy in the room was already flat. No nervousness, no hope of even winning. They were already defeated. And that says everything. They were not prepared. Now, let's talk about the prize. Because the way this house treats money is very concerning. So, are you trying to tell me that 2 million rand is on the line, and yet Big Brother had to remind grown adults why they are even in the house? That's crazy. Very, very crazy. So I want you in the comments to tell me, is 2 million rand no longer a big deal in your country? Because if I do the conversion in my own country, it's reasonable money, good big money. Is it now pocket change? Or is it that the house just feel with people who don't understand opportunity when it's staring at them in the face. Because their efforts clearly suggest they don't rate the price at all. Okay, let's move on. Now about THANDEKA. Yes, THANDEKA stepped back from preparations for almost 2 days, right? That's true. But here is the part that people are skipping. Even with our absence, there were still plenty of people left to carry out the tax, but they were not serious. They didn't just do it. Instead, they have adopted the funniest routine, the normal sleep all day, wasting time, then attempt to be productive late at night, like midnight, when everyone's brain have clearly gone offline, yeah? Night after night, they maintain the same pattern. No sense of urgency, no discipline, just careless vibes. So now, preparation now became an afterthought, not even a priority. So during the daylight hours, they talked endlessly, but none of it moved them forward. None. So corrections were mostly about outside life, relevant seasons, pointless blame games. When it came to the time that they're supposed to do actual work, suddenly the energy would just vanish. So yes, back to head of house. Head of house is meant to coordinate, but the house is of course not made up of children. So there have to be times and seasons where the leadership. There were times and seasons where leadership was weak and housemates still delivered in the past. If you look at it, there were times that leadership was not so good, but this group chose to be comfortable. They choose comfort over commitment. Truth of the matter, even if you remove the head of house from the equation and you excuse THANDEKA, you're still left with a full house full of people who watched things fall apart and did nothing to stop it. And from this relationship, let's be honest, they had no value, no strategy, no entertainment. They just exist. And that's about it. At least THANDEKA and MMELI, they try to create moments like watchable and reasonable moments, yeah? They really just blend into the background. You rarely see consistent contribution. And when effort even tries to show up, it's very minimal and very poorly timed. So I don't think that's teamwork at all from their own end. So now basically the wager loss is not them being unlucky. It's just very apt and accurate. It was expected. In fact, I would be surprised if they didn't lose. And also the back end production, biggest team, like the whole production team, they also did not do the house any favors, taking out people that were giving off the action back to back. Like OFENTSE, yeah? They took him out. Like, why? But now Big Brother has to now, are now left with these ones that are not even having the ginger. They now have to babysit them, give them motivation that please try and be active so you can win money for yourself. Make it make sense. And now, if this thing continues this way, then this season gets to end with a winner that is not really deserving, or someone that just contributed almost nothing, walking away with the prize. Then I won't know what to say. Well, drop your thoughts and your comments in the section. See you on the next one.